Yeah, I'm going to show you how I made $5,400 with one email. And I'm going to show you the exact step by step of how I put together the email campaign, the email copy, as well as the targeting and everything in between. And I'm going to show you using Clay. So this is what I used to put together the entire list. And I'm also going to show you how I integrated AI agents, AI research to personalize the campaigns at scale, right? So first things first, Clay. If you don't know Clay, just use it if you're using Outbound. It is so good. It basically allows you to pull a whole bunch of different data providers together, integrates with GPT. It's like a spreadsheet, but linked up with basically every data provider you could possibly need and want, plus AI and GPT. So yeah, it's really damn good. But basically what I did, so I started off by doing a search for companies. So I was targeting marketing agencies in Australia. So I started off doing a search for companies through LinkedIn Sales Nav, and Clay again integrates with LinkedIn Sales Nav, so you can actually do the search within Clay. And I started off by doing that. And then what I did was I pulled together a list of companies. And then once I found the list of companies in Australia who are marketing agencies, doing that search, then I built out a list of people from those companies. So this was, for example, CEOs, marketing managers, creative directors, digital marketing directors, founders, owners, things like that, right? So we want to speak to the people who are dealing with, and these are relatively small companies. So these are, I think, anywhere between 2 and 20 employees, if I'm not mistaken. So something around that stage. So still early stages, but they've probably got clients, they've probably got product market fit, they've probably been around for a little bit of time, and they're looking to scale things up with cold outbound, right? And this is exactly what I use for my own agency to sign a client. Or actually multiple clients. And so this was the targeting, right? And this list isn't even that big. It's only 391 rows. We had more separate lists as well that we targeted, but this was the main list that we used. So it's still pretty small, right? But we were able to personalize the whole campaign at scale as well with AI. And I'll show you how I did that in just a sec. So once we've got the companies and then we've got the people there, the next thing we need to do is we need to verify their emails, right? So we've got the people from those companies, and these are marketing agencies in Australia who have between 2 and 20 employees. We've got their company domains, we've got their LinkedIn profile, personal and company LinkedIn profile. So next thing we do is we find their emails, right? And what we do is we do a waterfall. So using Clay, a waterfall is super useful, just because instead of using one data provider, it's able to use multiple different data providers to find the email addresses. So the first one here in the waterfall is Prospeo. So if Prospeo isn't able to find an email address, then what will happen is it will move over to Apollo, and we have our own API that links up to Apollo, so we're able to pull information and emails from Apollo. So if it's not able to find the email address from Prospeo, it'll try Apollo. If it's not able to find it on Apollo, it'll try Detagma. And if it's not able to find it on Detagma, it'll try Find Email, right? So it's really good because then this allows you to get as much data coverage as possible. But most of the time you can find it either in Prospeo or Detagma works pretty well as well. So once we have that, then we wanted to validate the email addresses. So initially that's just finding the email, but we want to make sure that they don't bounce. So we want to make sure that the email addresses are actually valid, and we're sending it to safe to send emails. And what we use is debounce. So debounce, again, we just have our own API and subscription to debounce, and we just connect that to Clay. And then that means that these emails that are found, they get put through debounce, and then we find the actual email addresses here, right? So these are all safe to send emails. So once we have that, then what we want to do next is we want to find out information around, we want to get their LinkedIn company description, because what we're going to do is we're going to write a first line using AI that is still relevant, right? So we're not just writing any old like compliment or anything like that. We're writing a relevant line with AI, and we're using company description and then basically getting the AI to read that company description at scale, so that we're able to take bits of information to make our outreach more relevant. And then what we're also doing as well, and I'll talk you through each step, what we're also doing is we are using AI to basically look through who the company description, and based on the company description from their LinkedIn, we'll find who does this business actually sell to? Who do they sell to? Because we're selling outbound services, so we need to know if we're working with a client, we are finding clients for that client. So we need to know who they sell to, because they'll be targeting those people. So we infer that data from the company description and we figure out who do they sell to, right? So a lot of the times this can be like fairly generic small business owners, but sometimes it can be really, really specific. So it could be like marketing execs, it could be franchise, it could be all sorts of dentists, etc., right? So if you're reaching out to someone and say, hey, I saw you target dentists, it looks like you've researched them, right? But really it's just AI doing it at scale. And then what we're doing is the first line is basically saying, hey, I saw that you work with these guys. So we're saying something relevant that I know that you're targeting these people, right? Then what we do is we build out prospecting ideas. So in the email that we actually send, we basically say, hey, I saw that you're targeting these guys. And based on that, normally you might find this difficult. Here's some ideas that you might find useful for targeting those people, right? We're not asking for a meeting. We're not asking for anything else. We're not actually even sending a lead magnet. The lead magnet in and of itself is the information that we're providing, right? We're actually giving value up front. We're giving them ideas there. And it's not just generic ideas. It's not just like every single business gets the same ideas. The ideas that people are getting are based on the prompts that AI has been trained on, right? So as an example, like here are 3 ideas, and it'll be like utilize AI to monitor social media and real estate forums for discussions on lead generation challenges, leverage AI to scan jobs, and it's very, very specific. So it says engage potential clients with personalized solutions and case studies highlighting successful real estate sales outcomes through Facebook ads, right? Now these could always be better. I look at that and I think it could be a bit shorter and it could be more specific, but the point is it's touching on the fact that it's real estate agents, so it's already mentioning something specific, and this is just for one particular person that we're targeting, right? Each one of these is completely different. Every single one of these ideas is different and specific to the prospect. Now, I got this idea from Eric Nowoslawski, I think. So if you want to follow someone who's really, really good at this stuff, I would definitely recommend checking out his channel and LinkedIn stuff. So this is where I got the idea from, and I tested it, and it works like pretty well. Got a client from it, or got a couple of clients from it actually. So yeah, it works really well. But what you're doing is you are basically building based on the information that you've trained AI with, right? So we started off here. So I'm going to walk you through it step by step. We've got the description here. So this is the description from their LinkedIn. So it'll basically just pull the information from their LinkedIn, right? So we actually enrich all the profiles for their LinkedIn, and then we get the descriptions. And then we ask AI, cool. So based on this, who does this business sell to? Who do they sell to, right? And a lot of times it can be relatively like broad, but we're asking, who does this business sell to? Okay. And we want to make it specific. So yeah, a lot of these are like small business owners and things like that, but there are certain ones like event organizers, digital publishers, and so on and so forth, right? So it can be very specific. So what we're doing is we're asking AI, so based on this description, who does this person sell to? Okay. So once we've got who they sell to, then we're able to build out our first line. So this is an example of, saw that you worked with XYZ in region, right? So we're being specific. We're saying, hey, I saw that you target these people. I saw that you work with these people. So here's a good example. So you work with event organizers in APAC, right? Which they do. They're a business that targets event organizers, and they do marketing for event organizers in APAC. So immediately it sounds very relevant to them, right? Especially because the rest of the email is about ideas on how they can target those people, right? So the first line needs to tie into the rest of it. Then what we do is we basically tell AI, and I'm going to show you the prompts as well that I use. So this is the prompt just loading up. So using the input, and then we input the description. So this is LinkedIn description. Generate 3 creative outbound ideas the prospect can use to land more meetings with their ideal client. The ideal clients they are targeting are from input and then ICP job, right? So it's basically using this information that AI has inferred plus the description to then come up with the ideas. So here's a description. Here's a description, and then here are the people that you target. So based on those things, can you come up with some ideas on how you could target those people and then share those ideas with that person, right? So then I give it more. These ideas must help the company to XYZ, and I'm trying to just build it out and be specific. And then I give it examples of like what it should look like. So again, we want to make sure that it's not like super long or anything. We want to make sure that there's 3 concise points. And then once we do that, then we run it for the whole table. And then what it will do is it will come up with 3 ideas for targeting those people. So again, saw that you're working with, event organizers in APAC. If you don't have, or have you tried doing this thing? If not, here's 3 ideas on how you could target event organizers in APAC and improve your sales process. And then you're giving them ideas, and the ideas that you give them are specific. They are not like a generic idea that you're giving. It's like you're speaking one-to-one with all these people, and the reply rate is crazy. The response rate is really, really good. And booking in meetings is incredibly easy. And then after this, we push them into Smart Lead. And then that's basically it. So I hope you found this video useful. It's pretty much step by step on exactly like how I landed 2 clients from this. So if anything, it's not actually $5,400, it's like $8,000. So yeah, 2 clients, $8,000 from this exact workflow, which is building a list from LinkedIn Sales Nav through Clay, verifying the emails or finding the emails, verifying the emails, then researching their company with AI, and then inferring that information as to who they sell to, and then giving them ideas on how they can target those people with Outbound, right? And then the CTA is quite literally just, was that useful? And if it is, then it opens up a conversation of, cool, all right, maybe we can help out with that thing, right? So it really is, I mean, it's as simple as that. There's quite a few things that you need to play around with in terms of the AI and obviously the prompts and everything like that. I might give away the prompts at another time. But yeah, like literally within this list, there are 2 clients that we signed. And it's not even a huge list. Like it really wasn't. It worked pretty damn well. So yeah, it didn't take much time to do. AI does a lot of the work up front. You just have to know how to prompt it and everything. But yeah, I hope you found this video useful. Literally copy it step by step if you really want to. I don't care. I want to just give away everything that I learned. So yeah, if you find this useful, consider subscribing. Because I have more videos coming out that are similar to this, and I just kind of want to show everything that I'm doing. And then I also have a newsletter that I'm starting as well. So if you want to learn how to sign your first client with cold emails, then the links in the description below. And yeah, peace. I will see you in the next one.